Hi everyone, Amy here, and today I have a crabby, cutie, snarky card to share with you. Now this crabby stencil is part of the July release. I have an older stamp from the Rabbit Hole Designs. Here is the card. This was so fun to make. I was actually able to use a couple of the new stencils from 𝐿𝐿orful Life Designs. I have this die cut panel that I used, I think it's called Moda Scraps. I'll link everything in the video description box below if you're interested in anything. But this is also a new stencil. It's called Ocean Stars. It's a 6x6. Both of these are part of the new July release at 𝐿𝐿orful Life Designs. If you aren't familiar, this is a small woman-owned business in Texas, and I do have a coupon. So if you shop for anything there, be sure to use coupon AMYFAN10 at checkout and you'll save on your complete order. You can use that on everything in the shop other than Master Creator bundles. So here I did some very simple ink blending to create that kind of fun decorative background on that die cut panel. And now I'm going to line up just one of these cutie little crabs. But I decided to use another stencil called the Simple Ground Edger. And I'm going to use that just to kind of create a little place for the cute little crab to sit. I don't want him just kind of floating in space. So I'm going to use that same residual ink and just kind of blend a little hill for him to sit on that matches the same kind of sandy background that we created with the first stencil. Now I'm going to pick what crab I want to use, and then I'm going to simply mask off around it so I only get just the one crab by itself. And I'm using some post-it tape here. I got that from Amazon. I'll try and remember to link it below. But I'm just going to use this nice bright red color from 𝘄𝐵𝗁𝗄𝗆 just to do some ink blending through the one little cutie crab. And I want it to be nice and rich and dark. Now, 𝘄𝐵𝗁𝗄𝗆 inks, while juicy, do kind of dry back a little bit, so they are a little bit lighter than when you first put them down. Now I'm putting a little bit of extra. I think I grabbed Flirty Fuchsia. I went a little too fast even for myself. Oh no, I used Glam. Just kind of a purpley color. So if you ever find that you want your red to be richer, but you don't have any darker reds, then think about purples. So maybe your Flirty Fuchsia or a Glam or whatever other purple colors you have. Or you can even do this with alcohol markers. It's a fun way to kind of deepen up that red if you don't have any darker reds to use in your stash. Now I'm going to use that same red color in this funny snarky stencil, or stamp rather. This is also from the Rabbit Hole Designs. Sadly, I think these items are not available anymore, but this is like a whole stamp set of kind of snarky sentiments. So I'm having fun busting those out and using those. So again, this isn't just to show you all new products. These stamps are old. I'm sure you have something in your stash you can use to go with these cute little crabs, but there was one that says #crabby and the other one says maybe swearing will help. And I'm using a white gel pen just to kind of put some highlights because I imagine the red shell would be nice and kind of shiny. So I want to add these highlights for an extra little design element on this cute little crab. I love how this turned out. And I'm just going to snip this and use the two sentiments on the front of the card, and then I'm going to stamp another one on the inside of the card as we get a little bit farther along. So you can use your paper trimmer, but these were small enough that I felt confident in my snipping skills here. I'm just seeing what I'm doing here. I'm trying to remember. Oh, this is something I recently started doing that I really like how this looks. So when you kind of pounce your sentiment strip into the ink pad, it gives it just the tiniest little border of color. So I feel like that really amps up just plain white cardstock, and it also gives it a little bit of a look like you did a shadow layer on it, but you really are just kind of pouncing it in. So it's something that I just kind of recently started doing, and I really like how it looks. Now I wanted to create a border that kind of popped through the openings on that die cut panel. So I just went direct ink to paper, and I'm going to continue the design on the inside of the card as well with that same first stencil that we used. And then I'm going to come in with another sentiment and stamp that with that same red ink. So it's a continuation of the design and a continuation of color. Now I am stamping with my MISTI because I don't want to mess this up since I've already gone to the trouble of, swiping that ink down. It says, step aside politeness. This is a job for F-bombs. So a little bit snarky, a little bit fun, and it kind of continues the snarkiness from the front of the card. Now I'm going to finish it with some blingage, also from 𝐿𝐿orful Life Designs. There's over 130 colors in the shop. I'm trying to think what color I went with. This looks like I don't think it's gold metallic. Maybe I'll hold it up to the screen. If I don't, I'll try and remember to link below what set I used. But like I said, there's loads of color in the shop, and these are flat back sequins, and they're in all different sizes. So super good for card making. I use them all the time. I would say probably 95% of my cards I use this bling. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of the July release, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.